Hey, today this video is gonna be an anime review. What anime you might ask? Well, you probably saw in the title, but, I'm going to be reviewing, Corpse Party, Tortured Souls, and, the thing about this one is this one's gonna be a little different from most my other anime reviews that I'm going to be posting in the future, because this has a game version of it. So I'm going to talk a little bit, I'm going to compare the anime and the game, but I'm going to review it sort of as one, because there are stupid phone. Sorry about that. But I'm going to be reviewing it as one because it's the same storyline, but I will be comparing it and like recommending what you should do as far as that goes, but really it's up to you. Alright, first I want to go over the storyline. Corpse Party is about several students from Kisaragi Academy, and they are all after school in a room in their classroom, and then they're kind of like, I don't know, they're like celebrating for their friend Mayu who's transferring, and then Ayumi, one of the characters, decides that they should do this thing called the Sachiko charm, which is where they take this little paper doll and they all hold on to it and they like repeat, um, Sachiko, we beg of you, 9 times. It has to be 9 times, and then they all all simultaneously rip it, and they have to keep the paper that they got from the doll, and it's supposed to like promise that it's just like a it like binds them together so that they can always be friends, and they'll like it's kind of I don't know really how to explain it, but she was doing that so like while Mayu is away they could all still be friends, and they would still like contact each other and things like that, sort of as like a promise that they wouldn't forget about her. But something goes wrong, and there's an earthquake, and her, the other students, and the teacher, they all, when the earthquake happens, and then a giant hole falls, like, is under them, and they fall, and that's when the weird stuff happens. It's, it might sound kind of cheesy the way I'm explaining it, but it's actually really, really interesting, because then they end up in this school, like this school they have no idea where they are, but and some of the students are separated, and they find out that they can only like connect with certain students that are in this there's different closed spaces of this school. The school is Heavenly Host Elementary, and there was an incident where some children were murdered, supposedly by the principal, who went insane because, or not really insane, that's the wrong word, but he loved his school so much, and there was a death from one of the nurse or the teacher or something, and they were going to tear down the school, so ended up killing several, or I say several, it was like four children, or actually he only killed, well, it's kind of hard to explain without being a spoiler, but they literally have to like, they're in this, supposedly the school had been torn down, and they are in this school, and the ghost children, there's ghosts the children, and they're extremely hostile and homicidal, and they're going around killing the people who get trapped in these closed spaces of the school with scissors, because the way they died was that they were stabbed several times with scissors and got their tongues cut out. Yeah, gruesome, I know, but then some other things happened. Like their deaths were different a little bit each, but um, like one of the girls had the top half of her head completely cut off. Um, and another one of the other children had her eye stabbed out, literally like stabbed. Um, but they have to literally they find out the only way they can get out of these closed spaces and reunite with their other friends, because they can only be with certain friends. Like there's not everyone is in the same closed space, but they have to figure out like how to they can get they have to like appease the ghost children's spirits, and they find out that they have to get remorse from the killer and return what was stolen from them, which in which is kind of hard to explain, but all the while they have to manage to survive because um there's not only are there dead bodies laying around from people who had in the past been trapped in these closed spaces of the school, but there's also it's just really really creepy. The atmosphere is pretty, even though like it's pretty amazing like how they just made like I can almost understand why they would go insane, because I would probably go insane too. But alright, enough bullcrap. But you basically get the idea of the story. But okay, now I want to really tell you more on a review-ish type thing. The the anime itself, not the game, but the anime is done in 4 about half an hour episodes. So I understand that they have to fit a big story into a short amount of episodes, but I feel like the game almost all the way around was better. I feel like, in my opinion, the only thing that the anime trumped the game on was the quality, like the visual quality, because in the anime, one thing they did a really good job on was the gory detail. So like I said, I don't recommend you watch this if you get queasy easily by the like sight of blood and guts, because there's a lot of that. But the game is drawn out longer, and I feel like I have a better understanding of the story. Like I tried to like when I hadn't played the game. I had watched people play the game, and I felt like it was a really good story. And then I decided, oh okay. So when I found out there was an anime, I was like, oh, I should totally do this as one of my anime reviews. And then I was like, 4 episodes. That's kind of weird, because the story in the game is would most of it, it would be drawn out longer than that. It just seemed that way, if you included all the details. Like, but when I tried to imagine how I would be if I were to watch the anime without knowing the story already a little, and I just imagined if I hadn't already known what was going to happen, I probably would have been extremely confused, because they skip around so much, and so many things I feel are unexplained, and the deaths are like I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna be a spoiler, but I'm not gonna lie. Several characters do die, pretty gruesome deaths, but it's kind of like I feel like I probably like they died pretty fast, like especially since it's only 4 episodes. But I feel like how do I say it? They die so fast in the anime that like the first couple deaths, I was like, you did not just kill that character off that way. I was actually feeling pretty sad, like that the feels you get when you are watching an anime and there's the innocent characters that you might actually care for and might like or whatever, and you're like, hey, why did you kill them off? That's pretty much how I was at the beginning, and then it just kept, so many characters kept dying, there was so much blood and so much gruesome stuff that I was just like, okay. Like, I was almost desensitized to it. Like, I still felt sad because no one deserves to die those ways, unless you are, like, a rapist or something, but that's different. My point is, I feel like in the game, yeah, sure, a lot of people die, but it's not as, it's drawn out more. More things are explained, and in the game, there's not a whole lot of actual gameplay. There's a lot of stories added to it, but they give backstory to almost all of the characters. Like one of the characters, Kizami, in the anime, he's only in the anime for like, I don't know, a total of maybe, in the entire anime, he's only there for like a total of maybe 5, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, if that. And he doesn't have that much long of a time in the game either. But if you hadn't have known what the game was, like if you hadn't known a story, like if you hadn't known what happens in the game or any of his backstory, you would think that in the anime he was a completely random character. You wouldn't know anything about him. But, okay, I realize now that I'm just kind of saying negative stuff, but now I want to focus on positive stuff. The story overall is very, very good. There's a lot of plot twists left and right. It's just keeps you on your toes. And I feel like if I recommend you watch the anime, but if you can either play the game or watch someone play the game, I recommend that first because it'll give you a better understanding. But I really do recommend that you watch the anime because, you know, it's not really long, so you'll have time to finish it. And, 'cause I actually finished the entire thing in one day. So, um, wow, I've been doing this for almost 13 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up quick then. Alright, for my I'm gonna, when I do my anime reviews, I'm gonna rate them. And since this, I've been rating as one, the game and the anime. I rate the anime 6 out of 10. Mainly because of the, it's the excessive gore. Like, I'm all about gore in shows, anime, and movies. I'm all about it. I know, kind of twisted, but that and the fact that it skips around and a lot of the things I've been understanding, but 6 out of 10 because the story makes up for all of it. The story is amazing. Because in the end you're like, what the fudge just happened? You're like, in the end I'm not really sure. Like, I feel like I'm pretty sure they made a continuation. I'm not sure, but it's just like the ending is amazing. And but that's 6 out of 10 for that. For the game, I like about 8 out of 10, 8.5, because I take points off mainly because of the visual quality of the game. They have some images that are pretty good, but the game is 2D pixel, like, so the quality itself isn't that good, but it does, and it's kind of categorized as a gory horror game, but it's not scary at all. So, as a combined one, if I were to give it all as one, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 as one for Corpse Party. Now, I think there's continuations to Corpse Party, and if I find out, I'll check those out and let you know. But, I'm probably going to be doing a review with my friend this weekend. So, one of our favorite animes, I'm not telling, but it's one of our favorite animes of all time. So, if there's any animes that you would like me to check out or do a review on if I've already checked them out, please comment or message me. I will surely check them out, because, you know. But, also, I'm going to be doing, I might post it real soon, it might not be for a day or two, it just depends. I'm going to be doing a series on interesting fact things, but it's not going to be like your typical interesting facts things. It's going to be things that you wouldn't like normally think about. And I know it sounds like there's a lot of those on YouTube, but I got a really cool idea, and you'll see when I put them up. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Like I said, if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. Um, That's pretty much all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I will leave a link in the description to my written blog about this review. I have a written version of it where I include a little bit more detail about each character, because I didn't really focus on characters in this. But, yeah. Bye.